Hi, our team decided that there was a need on UGA's campus to create better buses. And we think that there's a better and safer bus that will help pedestrians, like students and everybody on campus. There's approximately 35,000 people on UGA's campus, and we think that the buses that are encroaching on the sidewalks are impacting pedestrians' lives and the lives of the bus drivers and those on the bus, so we want to prevent that.
So building onto that, the requirements for the project is that mainly we want to keep everybody safe, and that includes pedestrians and cars on the road. So we want to prevent the bus from getting up onto the curb when they make right turns, and also prevent them from having to have the opposing traffic back up so the bus can make the turn successfully without hitting other cars. And then a final requirement is that we want to have more students be able to fit on the bus at one time, because it gets to be unsafe when there are so many students packed on the bus that if the bus were to get into an accident or have to stop suddenly, the students standing on the bus in particular have a risk of hitting each other, falling on the ground, and getting injured. So we came up with 3 ideas that we could present, and the first one is making a slight adjustment in the size of the road. So a normal road on campus right now, the bus would travel down here and have to make a sharp 90-degree angle turn, and that's where it comes into problems of it going over the curb right here or hitting other cars coming the other way. But if we can change the road just slightly to put a median, looks like this right here, and then have the road veer off to the right here, the bus can follow this path, and that obviously reduces the need for a sharp turn radius on the bus and keeps pedestrians safe, as it has an easy path to follow through here instead of having to cut over such a steep turn. Okay, and then a second idea that we came up with is more about the logistics of the bus driver training. And we believe that they should have more training. And an idea to do that is to maybe have them train at night or other hours where there's not a ton of cars or people on the road. So they learn how to maneuver the buses in more safe environments instead of just being thrown out into the hectic school day where they can make mistakes just because of the pressure that's going on the road. And then our final, and I think most plausible and successful idea for this project is to make a bus that you can sometimes call them an accordion bus, but they have a bend in the middle. It's like a pivot point right here on the bus. So it is 20 feet longer than a standard UGA bus, so that covers the problem of not being able to fit enough students on the bus. And with the middle point, it has a wider turn radius, so when going around corners, it can bend in the middle so it doesn't have to worry about hitting other cars or going around curves, because it can maneuver the corners easier.
So there's 3 main ways you can manufacture a bus. There's chassis manufacturing, body manufacturing, and integral manufacturing. So with chassis manufacturing, this is basically the underframe of the entire bus. These can be made of aluminum, stainless steel, or carbon steel. Aluminum's the cheapest option, while stainless steel is the most expensive. However, carbon steel rusts the quickest, while aluminum doesn't rust at all. So with the body manufacturing, this is all of the aesthetic stuff, including the seating and the exterior and interior stuff. So we want the buses to be the most pleasant experience for the rider. And then the last part right over here, this is where you combine the body and the chassis. So this plus this equals that. Ta-da!
Okay. So for our design evaluation of our accordion bus, we based first off our social impact of the bus. So the problem is that students are frequently stressed because the buses aren't big enough, and during busy class changes, the buses frequently get full and students are unable to go to class in a timely manner. So we're fixing this problem by implementing these accordion buses, which are about 20 feet longer than the typical UGA bus, which would allow about 25% more students to fit onto the bus. Another evaluation factor is the economical factor of our accordion buses. So obviously when we run tons of buses throughout campus, that uses a lot of money to pay the drivers and a lot of money spent on gas and fuel.
So if we were to take some of these buses and replace them with these accordion buses, since they're bigger and can carry more students, that means that we would have to use less of the smaller buses and there would be more of these bigger buses. So over time they basically pay for themselves because we wouldn't have to run as many of the smaller buses. So our impact for implementing this bus is that it would save money and time of overall with these buses compared to the smaller UGA buses. Our third design evaluation is the environmental impact. So students frequently feel unsafe walking through campus because the current UGA buses frequently hop over the curbs, and that can definitely impede pedestrian traffic, and then also it's a hazard to cars driving as well. So the way we would fix this, again, implementing these new buses, they're longer and they're able to have a wider turn radius so they don't have to breach upon the sidewalk, and pedestrians and other cars and the people on the buses are kept safe.